BLUELOCK characters are talented in their own regard, with special weapons that each player uses to be a powerful force on whatever team that they join. But when comparing two characters with very different weapons, which one of them is better? Well, that's what I'll be doing today in this series called BLUELOCK Matchup. For today's video, we will have BLUELOCK's #1 striker, Itoshi Rin, matching up against the first returning character in the series, the Zesty Demon himself, Shidou Ryusei. For the matchups, I'll be placing the two characters against each other and judging them based on who has the better of a specific attribute. These attributes include physique, speed, IQ and game IQ, vision, dribbling, offense, defense, positioning, finishing, ego, passing, shooting, chemical reactions, and main weapon. Now please keep in mind that this breakdown is fully opinionated, with evidence from the BLUELOCK manga to support my opinion. However, if you disagree and have a different opinion, that's totally fine. My opinion doesn't automatically mean what I say is fact. I would also like to address that the stats in this video also don't mean that one player is better than another player in the actual series. It's just relative to looking at the two players on paper. This is due to the mangaka being able to play favoritism to one character who's in a specific situation, who is obviously worse than others, but because of their situation is better than this other player. An example being when Hiyori outdribbled Lorenzo. Now this video idea was requested by this guy via the Cash App with this very generous donation, and if you'd like to have your idea be turned into a video, you can either leave a comment down below or you can leave a donation to the Cash App for a priority request. Now there are two last things that I want to address before this video begins. The first being that this video was made prior to the PXG vs Bayern München match taking place, meaning if something happens in this match that changes the outcome of the matchup, then I apologize, but those chapters just have not come out yet. And lastly, spoilers for the BLUELOCK manga up to chapter 256 of the manga, and if you are not caught up to that point in the manga, I would suggest you click off this video now because there will be spoilers. And without further ado, let's get into the breakdown and decide who's really better, Itoshi Rin or Shidou Ryusei. Starting off with physique, I'm going to be giving that point to Shidou. While we have seen Rin training and practicing to improve his physique, I honestly believe that Shidou is the one to have a better physique simply due to their playstyle. Usually throughout the series, we see players with strong physiques using their physiques within their playstyles. Examples being Kunigami, Barou, Tokimitsu, Raichi, and of course, Shidou. Rin, on the other hand, is more of a manipulator who doesn't typically do close quarters combat unless he's in his flow state, while Shidou, on the other hand, uses his physique and physical abilities very often during play. Now you can make the argument for Rin, shown as he was able to temporarily overpower Shidou while in flow, while also being pressed by IQ. However, I would still personally say that Shidou's physique is just a tad bit stronger than Rin. For speed, I'm also going to be giving this point to Shidou. Shidou's playstyle literally revolves around instinctive play, and because of this, moments of hesitation just never happen for him, meaning Shidou is always moving at full speed to wherever he wants to be or wherever he needs to be. We've seen his sprinting abilities on display during the U20 match, as well as during the third selection matches, where we see that he was able to match Rin's prediction skills simply due to his intuition. Rin, on the other hand, doesn't have the best speed feats in the series, nor any that I can really think of as of now, so I really have to give this point to Shidou. For IQ, I'm going to be giving this point to Rin. Rin's playstyle is way more methodical and is founded within natural intelligence and manipulation, while Shidou's is pure instinct, moving without true rationality. Not to mention, according to the Egoist Bible, the official BLUELOCK book, which is canon by the way, Rin was ranked second in terms of best at study, second to Ryo, and ranked above his brother Sai. And we know that Rin is bilingual, with him actually having to help his fellow BLUELOCKers learn English after the second selection. So simply because of this, I'm going to be giving that point to Rin. Now for game IQ, I could see you arguing how Rin and Shidou both deserve this point. However, I'm just going to be simple and give it to Rin. Rin's playstyle is a lot more meticulous than Shidou's, with Rin's being a manipulative puppet master style, while Shidou's is a self-reliant instinctual style. With Rin's playstyle revolving around the manipulation and extortion of other players to create goal-scoring opportunities, I would consider that this style is way more solidly constructed, which would be supported by a higher game IQ. Both players' game IQ are very, very high. They are just on totally opposite sides of the playstyle spectrum. However, when looking at them both, I would have to give this point to Rin. And for vision, I'm also going to give that point to Rin. Rin's vision has always been supreme, being better than Isagi's in almost every single instance of the series. While Shidou's plays have been able to match Rin's, especially during the third selection, Rin's plays have always been based around manipulation and his vision. I mean hell, during the second selection, Isagi needed Chigiri's help to keep up with Rin's thought process and vision. And when they matched up again in the NEL, Rin literally was able to outplay Kaiser and Isagi's metavision. So because of this, I've given the point to Rin for vision. Next up for dribbling, I'm also going to give that point to Rin. Shidou's dribbling feats are very limited, given that his player archetype is the goal poacher, and that requires him to finish off plays rather than set them up through dribbles. While on the other hand, Rin has shown several dribbling feats throughout the series. First in the second selection, again in the U20 match, and now in the NEL with his new technique called occlusion break. Shidou hasn't nearly shown any kind of dribbling feats, so it's very difficult to say that he takes this point over Rin. However, when looking at offense, finally, I'm going to be giving this point to Shidou. Now, I could see you arguing that Rin should take offense, however, I simply believe that Shidou deserves it more. Shidou's playstyle is entirely offensive based, with there being only a few instances of him actually playing defense. All of his weapons, mindset, and actions during a game dictate that Shidou is the best choice when considering offensive ability. His unpredictable shooting, his instinctual movement, and his extreme physicality. All of these weapons are perfect for a forward, while Rin's offensive abilities are very good himself, they just don't compare to the aggressive nature of Shidou's plays, which is why I'm giving this point to Shidou. And because Shidou took offense, Rin is getting the point for defense. Like I stated previously, Shidou has very few moments where he's actually come in to assist on defense. Meanwhile, when looking at Rin, he had several moments. For example, his plays during the U20 match and his diving header save in the second selection. Rin has had some pretty impressive defensive moments that Shidou just cannot compare to. And because of all of that, Rin takes defense. For positioning / off the ball movements, I'm obviously going to be giving that point to Shidou. Shidou's off the ball movements are probably one of his best weapons and are probably some of the best in BLUELOCK. The majority of Shidou's playstyle revolves around him running around randomly only to receive the ball at a specific location, then immediately fire it towards the net. We see him use this weapon in his matchup against Ryo in the U20 match, where not even Ryo's copy ability was able to keep up with Shidou's physical movements. Shidou doesn't spend a lot of the time with the ball as opposed to Rin, who usually maintains ball possession more frequently. So because of that, Shidou takes the point. Next up we have finishing, which after some thought, I've decided to give this point to Rin. Shidou is one of the best play finishers in BLUELOCK. With his weapon being extreme special awareness and the physical specs to keep up with this ability, he's able to shoot from any location within the penalty box. We see with Loki's analysis of Shidou after the Barca match, where Shidou was able to shoot around 12 times during that match, however only 3 times during that match were those shots actually effective. Rin's analysis on the other hand stated that he shot 3 times and should actually start shooting more. Now you can argue that accuracy isn't a factor, it's simply who's better at completing the play. However, I would say that accuracy does matter simply due to the plays being incomplete without an accurate shot, which is why I'm giving Rin the point for finishing. When it comes to ego, you can reasonably argue either side on this, so I'm going to give both players a point. Both players believe football to not just be a sport, but a way of living. And when comparing both of the players, I can't reasonably argue whose ego is better. You could possibly say Shidou simply because Shidou's ego was desired by Sai as opposed to Rin, but even then it's debatable since you can say that Sai didn't select Rin due to their last encounter, or because he was challenging him to be better. So you really can't say one way or the other, which is why I'm going to be giving both players a point. When looking at the passing skill of both players, Rin easily takes this point. The reason that Rin is ranked above Shidou in terms of overall skill is simply due to his willingness to cooperate with other players on his team. This also translates to openness to passing. We see that during the third selection that Rin was willing to pass to Igaguri despite the incredibly high skill gap. Rin's manipulative playstyle also requires him to pass to other players in order to utilize their weapons to their fullest potential. We see this in play during the second selection where Rin sends a pass with backspin to Tokimitsu utilizing his muscular density and physique, and a high arching pass to Aryu utilizing his jumping and height. Shidou on the other hand is not one to pass if not needed, seen during the third selection where rather than passing back to Isagi, allowing for Isagi to take an uncontested shot, Shidou instead chose to fire off a shot himself despite his more difficult positioning. So in relation to passing, Rin takes this one. When it comes to shooting, we need to look at this differently than simply finishing off plays like we did before. We need to take into account the 2 different styles of shooting that each player performs with. Rin's style of shooting is spin shooting, where he provides a vertical or horizontal curve to his shot, allowing for his shot to curve dramatically before entering the net. Shidou's style is unpredictable shooting, where so long as he is within the penalty box, Shidou is able to shoot at any point in time. Given these 2 styles, I believe that while Shidou has a better shooting chance, Rin's overall shooting is just better. Shidou's shooting count was incredibly high, which, while good, is bad when it comes to making his mark, while Rin, on the other hand, was actually told to shoot more. So compare the 2. If you increase Rin's shot total to 10 instead of 3, and decrease Shidou's to 10 instead of 12, Rin would have the better percentage given the previous statistics. So while Shidou's shooting is good from any location, the fact that if Rin is more likely to shoot as much as Shidou does Considering the fact that he is more accurate, it just makes Rin shooting all the more better. For chemical reactions, I believe that this point goes to Shidou. Shidou has so far made 3 confirmed chemical reactions with players. The first was with Sai, the next was with Aiku, and the last was with Charles. With Sai's assistance, Shidou was not only able to unlock flow, but also score 2 goals against the Blue Lock 11. With Aiku's help, they were able to contain Rin while in flow and stop him from scoring, and with Charles' help, he was able to score the first goal on Bastard Merchant and outplay 4 Metavision users, being Isagi, Rin, Hiyori, and Kaiser. I know it's not confirmed whether Rin actually has Metavision, but it's pretty obvious that he will have Metavision, so I'm just going to include him here. While Rin's performance allows for him to form chemical reactions with several players such as Isagi and Bachira, as well as create plays that are on the level of chemical reactions single-handedly, there is a reason for Shidou taking this point. Chemical reactions are plays that are formed when 2 people mesh their unique weapons together to complete a goal. While Rin is an overall better player than Shidou, Shidou is the perfect player to form chemical reactions with so long as you contain the beast. His skill set is very final stage, meaning he is the perfect player to finish off a move or play, so with the right skill set you can mesh perfectly with him. This is the reason that players like Sai and Charles work so well with Shidou. So while Shidou is difficult to form chemical reactions with, the confirmed chemical reactions that he does have are the reasons for Shidou taking this point over Rin. And for the final category, we have main weapon. Now main weapon is basically arguing which of the 2 players' main weapons is the better of the 2 in the context of which I would take if I got to choose. And given this, we're comparing Rin's perfect kicking accuracy with Shidou's dominant physicality. This category is way more opinionated than the others, so if your personal opinion is different, that's okay, again, like I've said, but I would personally take Shidou's physicality. Shidou's physique is one of the better ones in Blue Lock, with his raw strength being one of the best in Blue Lock. During his introduction, he was able to make Igori's skull feel like it was being crushed, and was able to outmuscle and outspeed a pre-wildcard Kunigami, who I might add, prior to the NEL, had arguably the strongest physique in the series. While Rin's shooting ability is definitely one of the best, I would honestly prefer to have a physique that lets him move around not only quickly, but also confidently. So for this point, I'm going to be giving that to Shidou. And with that, that was the matchup between Rin and Shidou, so let's take a look at the scoreboard. Starting with Rin, Rin took the points of IQ, game IQ, vision, dribbling, defense, finishing, passing, and shooting, with both players earning a point for ego. And for Shidou, he took physique, speed, offense, positioning, chemical reactions, and main weapon, with both players earning a point for ego. So with a score of 9-7, we have the Zesty Demon defeated by Blue Lock's #1 striker, crowning Itoshi Rin the victor of today's matchup. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I kind of want to apologize for the late release of this video. I've severely been putting off this video simply because of the schoolwork I've been having to do and all of the editing work that I've been having to do for That One Piece Talk, who you should go check out, by the way, because I edit all of their content, so if you want to show me support, go check them out. Now again, I do want to mention that this video was opinionated with evidence from the manga to support my statement, so if your opinion is different, that's okay. But for the question of the video, do you guys want to see more matchup videos, more alternative stratum videos, more arsenal videos, more ranking videos, or more non-series videos? And that includes like theory videos, streams, or just any kind of video requests that you guys have that isn't related to a series that I'm making. My next couple ideas that I have for each of the series are a Kaiser vs. Sai matchup video, a What If Nagi Went to Uber's alternative stratum video, an Oliver IQ Arsenal video, and a vision ranking video that I want to release, but I'm just unsure which I should do. So I'm gonna let you guys pick, and hopefully I can set up a poll somewhere like that you can see somewhere that you can click and you guys can vote on the next series video. But if I can't, then just let me know down below in the comments, and the most requested one is what I'll do next. And with that being said, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe for more content just like this.